I saw a really great video the other day.
Yeah.
Of thousands of geese pressing grapes.
Oh, that sounds good.
To make wine.
Well, they're using geese to make wine now. Hey everyone, so this week I kind of failed at making a vlog. I don't know, like last week, the Bahrain, me and Tia went to Bahrain, as you saw, and we had a great time.
Jolly old time.
A jolly old time, and I kind of felt like I just needed a few days, at about 1 o'clock, Casey Neistat uploaded a video, and it was about following your dreams. At the moment, I've got a bit of a dream of making this work. I really like YouTube, and I've been watching YouTube videos since the start of YouTube. So I felt I'm gonna get off my backside and do it.
Do it!
Do it! And then Tia gave me a shout, and she was like, "I'm coming to Cardiff. Do you want to have some chai tea?" And I thought, let's just sit down, do something a little bit different this time. None of this fancy editing stuff with all this fancy music.
Don't need it.
We're just going to sit down and we're going to talk about our dreams, basically. So let's go back. We're going to go back a few years now. I first remember you in the Yakidar cafe in Carmarthen.
I don't remember you at all.
Yeah. Tia was on stage already at that point, singing songs at the open mic night there. And there's a great picture.
I love that picture.
It's a great picture of us sitting at the same table. I'll put it up now. And and this picture, we're sitting at the table together, and we didn't know each other.
And we wouldn't know each other for years.
Yeah, and little did we know what was going to happen next, really. So what happened to you? What did I do?
So Ellis got in touch with me via Facebook. You said, "I'm going away with the circus tomorrow." And I said something like, "Oh, I've always wanted to, that's my dream. I've always wanted to go away with the circus." And you said, "Why don't you just come with me?"
And then it came about.
Yeah. I remember the first time I heard your voice.
That's right, but at this point, we hadn't actually spoken.
In face to face.
Face to face.
And I properly just made the decision to just, this is what I want to do. I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm. And you rocked it.
I ended up in the show.
Ended up in the show, on stage. But then kind of some years went by. I joined the show I'm in at the moment, which you saw last week. As I joined, a couple of days later, the company was looking for a musician, a multi-talented musician who could play a number of instruments that happened to be the instruments that Tia could play.
After my audition, I really thought I'd messed up. I remember saying something like, "Well, it was good to see you anyway. Hopefully our paths will cross again." Yeah. And I cried the whole way home.
Yeah. And since then, we've spent years together now, 3 years or so, and it's been amazing. We've toured all over the world.
The world.
We've headlined Circus 10 at Glastonbury. We've spent a month on the South Bank in London. We've
spent a month on the South Bank in Brisbane.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we lived together that whole time. That was great.
We lived together in Brisbane. That was wonderful. And it kind of all came about. It all just kind of happened, and that's really lovely. And that kind of leads on to having a dream, which is what Casey Neistat was saying today. What solidifies that for me massively is this story of me and Tia.
Yeah.
And how our friendship came to be, because it is completely enthralled in this kind of dream and dream life that we kind of have managed to achieve. What do you think your dream was back then, back in the Yakidar days?
My dream has always been, and I think always will be, to help people, give people a leg up. And when we met, I was working for a charity that was basically setting up youth club kind of situation for people with learning difficulties, and I really, really enjoyed that work. And so my goal has always been helping people, or providing people with a space that is safe, where they can be themselves, where they can be encouraged. And I feel even though that is and always will be my goal, circus has provided me with a space where I can maybe reach more people, or I can reach people through like art and circus and music rather than on like a one-to-one kind of basis. Has your goal changed since finding circus?
I think my goal back then, I've always had a sense of wanting to kind of inspire people in a certain kind of way. I mean, I read a few books, like for example, Way of the Peaceful Warrior is one. Reading that really gave me a sense of kind of philosophy, really, and a deeper way of thinking about life. I used to do a lot of writing back then.
Yeah, you did.
And it's something I want to do, again. It's kind of it's phased out of my life now, but like I wanted to put down what my views on the world, and to try and inspire people with that, I guess. I really wanted to make people smile, and I guess circus has changed a lot of that in a way that I'm a lot more kind of confident now. I'm a lot more open and expressive now, and I feel like I found my tool, which for me is the high wire. You find something in life. I found the high wire basically, and my story into high wire it came very naturally, and feeling that and having that feeling progress and keep going has made me think that I'm meant to be a high wire walker, and I will be that until I die. Being a high wire walker is one thing, that's it's all right, but how can I use that to help people and to inspire people? And for me, then the dream has kind of developed into using the high wire as a tool to do that, and that is to kind of use the metaphor of balance with the wire to kind of inspire people and help situations, because I feel like everything in the world has balance. There's a lot of disasters of humanity at the moment, and there's a lot of horrible things going on, and I feel like a high wire can be a symbol of hope, to represent the restoration of balance of people. And the same goes for the environment. Balance is a constant process of adjustment, as is life. So I've learned a lot in circus, and I feel like my dream has changed, but it has, the fundamental of it hasn't changed that much, and that is to help people, and that's something that me and Tia definitely have in common.
Yeah, I feel like music and singing is a thing that is my tool. Like, my voice predominantly is my tool. I'm totally comfortable in saying that I'm never going to be the best piano player in the world. I'm never going to be the most skilled pianist, because that's not my goal. My goal has never been to be the best. Yeah, like your high wire is your tool, my voice is my tool, and I'm really just figuring out what it can do.
Ask yourself, is there anything in your life that you felt that has come kind of naturally to you? We all have an element of that in something, I should think, and whatever that is, no matter how small or big it is, that should be your tool to achieve your goals and to achieve your dreams. And it's not always easy as well. It's something that me and Tia were talking about earlier, is the fact that like what I showed you last week, like we're on stage, there's like 2,000 people there, we're signing autographs and wanting pictures and stuff, but like we're not like rich. We're not like like loads of rich people have performed on that stage, but we're kind of we're still young and we're still doing it, and I think that it doesn't matter your situation really, as long as you keep that focus, as long as you kind of keep that dream in your life, then it's going to be hard for a bit, and sometimes you're going to have no money.
And like Casey was saying, people are going to think you're mental. People are going to think you're absolutely insane. Like, if you are constantly in pursuit of the things that are scary and exciting, that feel right, people are going to think you're mental. Like, I turned around to my mum a few months ago and I said, "Hey mum, like, I can't afford my rent, so I'm going to not pay any." And she was like, you gonna what now? I was like, well, I can't afford my house. I want to be living within my means, so I'm just not going to have a house. And I know the logical and the thing that society will tell you is if you can't afford your house, you should probably get a job that can afford your house. But I don't have time for that. There is no job that will pay my rent that will make me as happy as this life does. There is always somewhere to stay. There are always friends. And I know I don't have any money at the minute, but there is always couscous in somebody's cupboard. There is always lentils in somebody's cupboard. Like, I am not going to starve because I'm following this dream and I'm following this path. The people that I meet on this path are the people who I'm supposed to meet, who will support me and who will look out for me. And those people will always have couscous in their cupboards, and they will always have a sleeping bag on the sofa.
Yeah.
And
right.
It's not, it's not ideal, but
No.
I would rather eat couscous than work in an office and be able to afford, a steak.
If you have a goal and a passion and something that you are working towards, you'll find that, as you say, people will come into your life that are to do with that. But also people really respect that. And it's scary, the thought of that, a lot of people their lives are built on that security of having a place and having a job and paying the rent and stuff. But if you don't have that, which we don't, you find people, when you talk about what your dream is and your goal and stuff, people really respect that and really do help you out because they want to. And it's the same for me, for anyone else.
Society tells you, your parents tell you, people tell you that security comes from having money in the bank, having a spouse, or having a spouse and a house, a dog, a swing set in the yard, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
People tell you that that's what security is, but for me that's not what my security is. I feel lost and stuck and awful when I have all of those things. And my security comes from comes from our friendship, it comes from the relationships with the people around me, the knowledge that I haven't achieved my goal, but the knowledge that I am on the path to achieving it. And that's more security to me than having a bedroom with a really nice IKEA lamp in it. Are you happy where you are? Are you achieving what you want to achieve? Are you content? Do you feel like you're on the right path? Is where you're at exciting and terrifying? Are you surrounded by the people that you know are supposed to be in your life?
Yeah.
What would you do if you knew you could not fail? What would you do if your dad wasn't involved, your mum wasn't involved? What would you do if you didn't have anyone to say, probably making not the best choice?
Yeah, exactly.
My parents are great. My parents are really supportive. But
Mine too.
but that is a factor for a lot of people. What would you do if there was always couscous in the cupboard and there was always a friend's sofa to sleep on?
Mm-hmm.
Because there is always those things.
Yeah, there is. The hierarchy of modern society, I feel that money's often at the top of it, which is wrong. Happiness comes at the top of it. And no matter what else, as long as you keep happiness as your primary aim.
If you are constantly working towards your dream, constantly working towards your goal, you will find that you are happy.
When you're sitting down and you feel unmotivated and you feel like you want to just just go to sleep, curl up in a little ball, just stick on some Chaz and Dave and just do it. Alright? That's what you got to do. Think about it. Think about what we're saying and just spend a moment just to think about what is your dream. What would you do? An even better phrase, what will you do?
What will you do?
Yeah. Get in touch, put a comment below if you wanna talk about things or whatever.
Yeah,
or
I
share.
can chat too.
Yeah, exactly. Share your dreams. I think this is something important in everyone's life.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, I think. All good.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
You're amazing.
You're the best.
This is so uncomfortable.
I know. It's so uncomfortable.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Oh god, that was the worst hug ever. But it was so good at the same time.
It's so necessary, but so unnecessary.
Rabbit, 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 rabbit.